In this video, we are talking about scraping out all of the old caulk that is leaking water and not working anymore, recaulking all of Alice again, and then water testing. Right here you can see where we started the scraping process. We used a painter's tool that I found at Home Depot for like $5, I think. And we just worked our way in there with the little painter's tool and scraped as much as possible. And then I tried using the blow dryer to heat things up because it was supposed to help scrape it away, and it didn't help.
And so over here on the other side, you can see the original caulking and the rivets that they fixed Alice with, and you can see in the video. You can see where the old rivets have wiggled loose of the caulking, and the water has leaked through, and all of the black you see around the rivets, there's where the water has leaked through and molded, and so all of that needs to come up. So when we put the new caulk in, it's going to have to cover the entire long Olympic rivet to make sure it doesn't leak again.
Because the other type of rivet, which are, what are those rivets again?
The buck rivets.
The buck rivets are flat on the back, so they're easier to seal. The Olympic rivets require more work to seal.
Yep.
Why did we choose Vulcan?
Okay, so here we're using the Vulcan caulk that we used because it's found lots of recommendations of it online in the air forums, and it dries pretty quickly, and it dries really, really strong but still flexible, which is really good because the Airstream will move around a lot when it's on the road. So we needed it to cover the rivets, we needed it to be strong, and it still needs to be flexible, so that's why we went with it.
You can see from the video that it's not really drippy. It's almost like a peanut buttery consistency, and it's really sort of hard to deal with, but it works super good. And the only way we could get it to work, and this is after doing hundreds of rivets, and we are no way professionals, but it seemed to work best to dab a bit on and then just take your finger and stick it in there.
And so the important part is that you do need to get a seal all around the rivet, all around the outsides of the rivet. Otherwise, any time that Olympic rivet will wiggle in there, you'll be opening up a new leak. And so if it's surrounded all the way around the outside and all the way to the length of the Olympic rivet, then it should seal good. After all of the caulking, we hit all of the rivets.
And we gave the Vulcan the recommended amount of time to
dry
out.
Then we water tested. And
Patrick was our 8-year-old, was kind enough to volunteer to be in charge of the hose.
And so as Patrick was spraying down the Airstream, we went through and just checked all of the places that we hadn't sealed yet, and sure enough, we still had a few places that were leaking.
But you can see that where we had gone over each Olympic rivet individually, it was sealed up and it was sealed well. This white is the same Vulcan, it was just a different color. They come in gray and white, and I'm not sure what the other colors. There were a couple color choices, and these bottles just happened to be white. But it is the same product.
Here you can see where the sealing around the windows, where we've got entire gaps, where the caulking is just aged out, and as it leaks in, you see it just collects and makes its way down the Airstream, collects in the C channel around the floor, and just makes its way down to all of these places where we see all of this mold and rot, which is why we're going to take out the floor and replace it. So that explains why all the floors are the way they are.
I'm really glad we took the time to water test, because it really did show us some areas that we had overlooked. Like this area, we hadn't finished caulking yet. I was having a particularly crabby day, so we quit. And then we came back and water tested in the areas where we did not caulk around each Olympic rivet. You can definitely see there is water damage.